Hi, Jewish Mom. So I want to talk with you, of course, about Pesach. Probably a lot of us have started thinking about getting ready for Pesach and cleaning the houses for Pesach. So I just want to say, first of all, that every year as Pesach, as I know, like Pesach is coming, I feel a mixture of dread mixed with excitement, because the truth is that on the one hand it's a lot of work, and I I'm anxious about the amount of work that I know Pesach entails. On the other hand, I want you to look behind you at the beautiful bookshelf behind you, which usually, like, I kind of put the camera so you can't really see the messy bookshelf. Like this week I took an hour and I reorganized, took all the books out of the bookshelf and put them all back, made sure that there was no like cookies hiding behind the books. And if it wasn't for Pesach, that would never happen. There's so many things in the house. Like, basically every single day I find something that the whole year I think, okay, I'm not going to deal with that, and maybe when I'm cleaning for Pesach I'll deal with it. So this is my time that I basically make the time to deal with all the things that I don't deal with the whole year, in terms of organizing and cleaning and getting rid of things that I really, really don't need, and like all the stained, this morning I was going through all my son's white shirts, and is this too stained? Should I throw out this vest? And all the things that the whole year I'm kind of pushing off, and then now I get to take care of it. And it's a very, very nice feeling to really, really take care of things that I never, ever otherwise have a chance to take care of. First of all, the first thing I want to say about Pesach, it's something that I say every year, and I think it's like the key, I think, to making Pesach cleaning a more sane and positive experience. The thing that we need to keep in mind is that when we're cleaning the bedrooms and all the places in the house aside from the dining room, and the living room if you eat in the living room, and the kitchen, okay? Any room outside of those rooms where you're actually actively eating and preparing food, then what you're looking for is a kazait of chametz. You're looking for, Rav Aviner says, what is a kazait? A kazait is the size, let's think of a miniature pretzel, okay, about that size. That is the size of chametz. You're not looking for the crumbs here and the crumbs in the drawer and all the crumbs hiding. The truth is, those crumbs could in theory stay in your upstairs bedroom, all of Pesach. What you're looking for now, because I assume that what we're doing now, we're a few weeks before Pesach, what we're doing now is we're cleaning the bedrooms, the outer areas, and so places where we will not be eating on Pesach. So we're looking for the miniature pretzel. We're not looking for the crumbs, and that means that going through a drawer, for example, is in terms of what you halachically need to do. You basically need to take everything out, make sure that there's not a cookie there, and put everything back. So basically, when I go through a drawer now, what I do is, I took out all those books and then I organized them in terms of Jewish books and my husband's books and my books and Jewish books and not Jewish books, and put things in terms of height, etc. But that's really not necessary. That's organizing. That's like the spring cleaning fun of Pesach, but it's not necessary. So Rabbi Niven said this year, he went so far as to say that 90% of the things that we do, 90% of the things that we women do getting ready for Pesach are not necessary. They are spring cleaning. And I'm just saying that. I don't mean that you don't have to do that. And that for me personally is my fun. That it's what I love about Pesach cleaning, is the organizing and getting to organize my books and go through my shirts and give away the shirts that I don't need anymore and the stained ones, etc. I love that. But it's not Pesach cleaning. And so basically, you shouldn't, the stress that we associate with the organization, we should really get rid of it because it's not necessary. I have 4 children who were born in ER, born right after Passover. So it meant that 4 times in my life, I was in my 9th month of pregnancy during when I was getting ready for Pesach, okay? Or near the 9th month. So basically, I several times have not done the organizing part of Pesach. And chaval, it's too bad, but it's okay. It's okay. Basically, all the organizing, it's an extra, okay? So all the stress that we feel about it, let it go, okay? If it stresses you out, if you're in a bad mood, if you're getting grouchy, if you're getting stressed out, if you feel like you're getting really exhausted from the whole thing, it's not worth it. Let it go, okay? If there's no big spring cleaning this year, okay, then let go of half of the organization, let go of half of the spring cleaning, you know? And then when we get to cleaning, you know, the living room, the dining room, the kitchen, the places where we're actually going to be eating and preparing food on Pesach, then you actually are looking for a mashu, for an anything, for a crumb, for like the smallest bit of Pesach, and that's really when like kind of like the really scrubbing and going with the toothpicks and going with everything, and so I'll be talking about that more, I think, in a future pep talk as we as Jewish moms get closer to the kitchen, to the end of Pesach cleaning. Okay. So I want to talk about incentives. So something that I do, I feel like it's really important to give myself incentives for Pesach cleaning, and also give my children help out with Pesach cleaning, to give them incentives to help me to help out get the house together. So just for example, I decided that if I do 3 hours of Pesach cleaning, then I get to go out and buy myself sushi, or buy myself something yummy to eat. This week, actually, I went to a place and turned out they didn't have sushi, so I ended up getting myself a hamburger. And I sit down and I read a book for half an hour, which isn't something, usually reading books isn't something that happens so much in the month before Pesach for me. So it's like taking the time, eating my hamburger or my sushi, which is my preferred treat, and reading a book. And the next morning I treated myself to a Zumba class. I've actually just been doing Zumba now more quickly on YouTube, because it's harder to find time now to go to the gym. Even though I guess last week's pep talk was so long ago, what I said about making time for all the important things. But I guess that was before I started cleaning for Pesach. So basically, give yourself incentives to make it happen. And also what I find, like if I do that, if I say, okay, it's 3 hours and I get this, it also provides like a nice break to like bring some like joy and light and fun into my pre-Pesach life. In terms of incentives for kids, so this is something I learned from a neighbor. I have a neighbor named Sarah, who's a very, very organized person. And what she does with her kids is, she has, I think, 6 kids. And what they do is every week before Pesach, then her family goes away to the Golan on a trip for the week before Pesach. Okay, I'm not suggesting this. I know this is a very, very high level, which I have not achieved in any way. But what she does is she makes a list of all the things that need to get done in the house. And as soon as everything is done, basically she has lists that of all the things that the kids need to finish. As soon as that's all done, then that next morning they get into the car and they drive up to the Golan, and they live in teepees for a few days. There's like an Indian village there, teepees, and so when I heard that, then last year we did it. We made like a list, and I told the kids, okay, when we finish this, and when we finish everything that needs to get done, and when all your rooms are done, and all the kitchen's done, and all the bookshelves are done, and everything, then we are all going to go to the zoo and have a pizza party there. All together as a family. So this year I decided, I said, okay, I said I want everyone to have all the bedrooms done by Rosh Chodesh, which is I think a week from Tuesday. I said, okay, when we have that done, then we're going to buy a big present for the kids, which I think the kids want a certain board game, or maybe a hammock. We'll see. There's like a disagreement between the older kids and the younger kids. Something like an incentive, and then we finish up the whole house. Then we're going to go on a big family trip together somewhere. And then again, also there's like a disagreement between the little kids and the big kids. Maybe we'll go to the beach. Maybe we'll go to the zoo again. Maybe we'll see. But we're going to have like a big family outing together. But I think I'm just giving these examples, just as like a way of thinking about it, of like thinking, okay, like to give incentives to yourself, give incentives to your children. Also, I decided this year, I told my kids that any child under bar bat mitzvah, if they do an hour of passive cleaning, then they are entitled to receive an ice cream or something that costs the same amount as an ice cream. And for my older kids, they have to do a bit more Pesach cleaning to get that same amount. Just basically the whole, just all of this is just to make it like, this is something that we have to do. We have to clean our houses for Pesach, but to make it sweeter and fun and give incentives and make us and make it a sweeter experience getting the house ready for Pesach. Okay, so I just wanted to mention another thing. So Rabbi Nevin was talking about saying a prayer before doing Passover cleaning every day. And basically he suggested a few kinds of prayers, so you can kind of like informal prayers you can say for yourself. So I started saying now every day before I start cleaning for Passover. So I say to myself, Hashem, I'm about to perform the mitzvah of cleaning my house for Pesach. May you please, in this merit of cleaning my house for Pesach, may I have a breakthrough in overcoming my tikkun and overcoming my major life challenge of X. And then I say specifically the life challenge that I'm working on and the specific things that I hope to achieve in my life as my major life goal in overcoming my major life challenge. So I think that's a nice idea. I hope that's a nice idea to pray for a breakthrough in overcoming our personal tikkun. So in conclusion, I talked about first of all like the halachic introduction to the laws of Pesach, and that you need to keep in mind when you're doing the outer rooms of the house. All you're looking for is the size is chametz the size of a miniature pretzel. You're looking for a very big piece of leaven of chametz, and the truth is, like, it's okay if you want to organize, and that's like I enjoy organizing, but if you don't, but let's say like you're pregnant, you just had a baby, you have you're like working full time, you have other stresses in your life, okay? So then if you don't have time to do the organization, it's not necessary. It's not necessary to like go through every single thing and organize every single thing and go through every single book like I did over here. What you need to do is just go quickly take out the shirts on your drawer, put them back. You're just looking for a cookie. You're looking for a cookie that one of your children put there. It can be very, very quick. And as you get closer to the kitchen, the dining room, the kitchen, the dining room, the living room, then we're looking for a crumb. Then you're looking for an anything. But until then, I don't think any of us are there yet in our living rooms. So then when we get closer to that, I'm going to talk about that more. Okay. The importance of making this a sweet experience, of giving incentives to ourselves, of if you clean for a certain amount of hours, then you give yourself a special treat. I don't know what that treat would be, whatever, it's a special treat for you. And also to your kids, giving your kids incentives to help you out. And also the idea of a prayer, of saying to yourself, like, of making up your own prayer that you say before you start your Pesach cleaning. So I want to wish all of you with happy cleaning. And I hope that we can a little bit, in a small way, that we can make Pesach cleaning not something to be dreaded, but something that's actually a pleasant thing to be doing. Kol tov.